shortening from those two they have been related by blood or marriage. The next line is size of these families. Nuclear family made. I have my laptop here and we're gonna start reading the passage. Now there are two big paragraphs left, so let's go ahead. During the past few centuries, however, in the part of the world in Europe and the countries that have been developing along the Urian lines, a process of fragmentation has been going on. So fragmentation basically means to break. So during the past few centuries means 100 years. So the countries have been developing and kinships have been dividing. People have been going their separate ways to achieve separate things in their lives. Let's go on to the next line. The ties and demands of kinship have been weakening. The family has been getting smaller and some say less influential as the individual with a new sense of autonomy, with new obligations to himself or especially in the last decade and a half to herself has come to the foreground. So this basically tells us that kinship groups have been separating, just like I explained to you guys. They have been weakening. The families are getting smaller. In the first paragraph we read that there were extended families, grandparents, great-grandparents, but now it has been shortening from grandparents and great-grandparents, offspring's parents. It is now parents and offsprings, and from two parents to an offspring we can now see a single parent and an offspring. So families, kinship groups have now been weakening. The ties have been weakening and people have been slowly realizing that they want to start their own beliefs. Let's move on to the next line. A radically different mental order, self-centered and traceable not to any single historical development as much as to the entire flow of Western history since the Renaissance has taken over. So this line tells us that people's mentalities have changed a lot. People who were, beforehand they used to think about other people, they are now becoming self-centered, which basically means to only think about you and think that the world revolves around you. Now, we have the political and economical effects of this rise in individual self-consciousness have been largely positive. Civil rights are better protected and opportunities are greater in the richer, more dynamic countries of the West, but psychological effects have been mixed at best. So now we all know that people have been self-centered, they have been self-conscious. Now this has implemented a great effect in the political and economic sense, but if we think about the psychological effect, it is mixed at the best. It is bad plus good. It is not good or bad, it's like fine. Something has been lost, a warmth, a sanity, a supportiveness that apparent among people whose family networks are still intact. So sure, if you're self-conscious, if you are apart from your family, you're going to do great financially, you're going to be doing great professionally. But if we talk about your personal life, that warmth and that supportiveness has been lost ever since the ties have been broken in kinship groups. Such qualities can be found in most of the third world and in rural pockets of the US, but in mainstream of post-industrial society, the individual is increasingly left to himself to find meaning, stability, and contentment however he can. So before the ties had been broken, before this political and economical growth had been observed and kinship groups had not been broken, people could ask for advice from parents, from great-grandparents. They could have been connected to them, being with each other in the goods and in the bads. But now an individual has to find the right direction, and as the paragraph says, the meaning, stability, and contaminant, however that person can, any ways, any methods, by himself, a friend, because you are not connected with your families all the time. Okay guys, so that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm going to be reminding you guys again, I have started a new Instagram channel, so I will link that down in the comment section, as well as another video that you should check out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Traditional kinship has a test. A stepsister would be partly as an adaptation to industrialization even further.